I'm Judy Zelina. This is the Millcreek Government Channel. The Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania is the largest nonprofit food distribution organization in Northwest Pennsylvania and the only food bank in the region. Second Harvest solicits, receives, inventories, stores, and distributes millions of pounds of grocery products every year. They distribute to hundreds of nonprofit member agencies that directly serve people facing hard times in 11 counties. Here with us today to talk about the program and planned events is the Director of Development, Brianna Watts. Brianna, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for
It's
having me.
so good to have you here. Actually, this is your first time with us.
It is.
So if you would let our viewers tell us a little bit about how you, when and how you joined the Second Harvest family, and also a bit about your background.
In true Erie fashion, I'll start with grade school, high school, because we always care about those things. I am a product of the Catholic school system here in Erie, as many of us are. So I'd like to think that that's where my passion for serving others began. At least that's what my family would hope to, that is true, I suppose. After I went to Mercier's prep for high school, and then after that I got an undergraduate degree at Penn State University in University Park. I majored in human development family studies. I had a minor in political science, women's studies, so that social work kind of realm. I always envisioned myself being in the direct service field. So I worked right out of college at Big Brothers Big Sisters. I worked for Family Services of NWPA. I was doing a lot of direct client service work. After that, I took a job at the Erie Community Foundation and spent some time on the more macro level of fundraising and helping the community, which I found that I really enjoyed. So I learned a lot from my friends at ECF. And then I took a job as a development director at Mercy Center for Women. And then most recently here in this last July, I accepted the job as a development director for Second Harvest Food Bank.
Well, we are glad you're here. Brianna, you really have a background of working with organizations that serve people. It sounds to me like it really is in your blood and just your nature to give back and to help.
I think so. I hope so.
I think it is too. But we are very glad to have you here. I'm so glad to meet you. Last time I, just got to meet Natalie. Great team that you're working with over there, really. First off, though, for our viewers, I think they pretty much know, but there may be some viewers who really just aren't familiar with the Second Harvest Food Bank. What is it, and what exactly do you do?
Very good question. The Second Harvest Food Bank is the only food bank in our region. We are a nonprofit agency. I like to think of it sort of as an umbrella sort of thing, or maybe a pyramid, where we are the supplier. So we get food through food donors, whether that be retail, farmers, different businesses, or if we're purchasing the food. So we get the truckloads of peanut butter and jelly and the truckloads of green beans, and they all come to our warehouse on Grimm Drive. While there, we rework and pack boxes for all of our programs with the help of our volunteers, and then we outsource that food, or we deliver or have the food picked up at the food bank from all of our member agencies. There's about 414 of them, give or take on any day. That could be a shelter, a nonprofit agency, a food pantry, a smaller entity that serves clients directly. So they get the food from us, and then they serve the clients. So it's kind of this pyramid sort of situation where we're giving product to a pass-through agency, I suppose.
Now, you mentioned some of the places. Where does the food come from?
Ooh, let's see. So food could be from local farmers.
Okay.
We have farmers who donate parts of their land specifically for us in the summertime, which is really awesome.
Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have a farmer who just does corn, or if there's excess product like squash, in the summertime is where you're really going to see truckloads of that kind of stuff. We have retail partners and manufacturing partners that donate food to us. So perhaps I always use this one because it's the best example, but the peanut butter and jelly that has the swirls. So if that swirl is off even in the slightest bit, they can't use that product to sell. So they'll donate that sort of product to us. So it's still good product. The food is still, edible and safe and all of that, but it doesn't meet their marketing standards. So we get product like that. And then we purchase a lot of product as well. So dairy, meats, those sorts of things. And we get a good price in comparison to the average consumer, because again, we're buying truckloads of these things and not just one can at a time.
Right. And so that's some of the examples of where our monetary donations go to.
Absolutely, absolutely. We always are grateful for any donation that we receive, whether it be monetary or a food donation or even of somebody's time to volunteer. But the monetary donation does go the furthest. When you go to the store and you are purchasing, we'll say, corn or whatever vegetable, we're getting it at a better price per unit because generally we have relationships with those larger retailers. And again, we're buying larger quantities.
Brianna, what is the difference between a food bank and a food pantry? There is a difference, am I correct?
There is. And one that I've just recently learned being a newer employee.
Oh, look at this.
So again, the food bank is more of the warehouse or outsourcing entity. So we have a large warehouse. Half of our whole building is warehouse space. So a food pantry generally is a lot smaller of an institution, thinking more in the lines of like a church basement or a nonprofit agency. So it's like a smaller store that directly serves people. So we serve our member agencies serve clients. So generally speaking, that's a difference. We're at the top, and we have less interaction with clients. But I will say in the last year or so, that's changed a little bit. We have a lot of mobile distributions that are happening right out of our warehouse now. So we have mobile distributions where individuals come to Second Harvest, stand in a line of cars, and our volunteers put food in their vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So we do have some more direct client service than
And
maybe.
that's relatively new, that procedure?
I don't know how relatively new because I'm relatively new as an employee. But really, the difference between the two is that we have less direct client service.
Got it.
But that doesn't mean to say that we don't have any. So I guess that's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay. So the church right next to our municipal building, it's every other Tuesday, I believe, the cars drive by. They are a food pantry. Got it. So that's the difference.
Yes. So we're the only food bank,
Okay.
Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania. We're the only food bank in the region. And then the member agencies would be the food pantries and these other smaller distribution sites.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Okay. Brianna, let's talk about the meal gap and food insecurities in the 11 counties that you serve.
I have my notes here because it's difficult to remember all the
That's
statistics.
okay. I have my notes here too.
Map the Meal Gap. So Map the Meal Gap is a study that is put out every year through our national partner, which is Feeding America. So Feeding America studies hunger and food insecurity throughout the entire United States. And then we get it broken down into county numbers of how many people within all of the 11 counties are underemployed, unemployed, food insecure, how much and how many meals it would take to alleviate hunger, et cetera. So in the 11 counties that we serve, the last Map the Meal Gap study, which was 2020, 2021, we had 88,000 individuals who are identifying as food insecure, which is a large number of people. And it's kind of disheartening, I suppose. And what hurts a little bit more is that about 20% of those are children. So it gives us a goal of who we're serving. And what it's going to take to alleviate hunger.
I don't think people realize, that was very interesting. They don't realize right here where we live, there are people that don't have meals. I mean, they can't afford it. They're in a situation for whatever reason.
Right.
And I think we saw a lot of that too during COVID.
Yes.
I know that the line over at the church next to the municipal building was so much longer than I had ever seen it in previous years. And it was people who, this is the first time they had to come use your services. And that's not easy for some prideful people, but you guys make it so easy and for somebody to take advantage of this. Like I said, I guess people don't realize it's right here in our backyard. The schools, they have breakfasts for the kids just so they have, 3 meals a day and then backpacks going home for dinner.
Correct. And over breaks and school vacations.
Exactly,
as well.
Exactly. You do have a lot of different programs. What are some of the different programs that the Second Harvest has?
Second Harvest has a lot of great programs.
I know you do. Provide great stuff.
The easiest way for me to think about the list of programs is I imagine my office and all of the individuals and where they sit and what they do. So I'm going to go that way. So it's not going to be alphabetical. We have a SNAP coordinator. So that is an individual who helps those who are food insecure if they qualify for government assistance. So we have somebody whose sole job is to help people get the assistance that they qualify for. We have a Healthy Pantry Initiative coordinator who is a licensed dietitian. He goes to our various food pantries and member agencies and educates them on the importance of nutrition. What would be the best choices for somebody who's going to a food pantry, how nutrition plays in the role of health in their life and the longevity of their lives. We have a school pantry coordinator. So she manages all of our school and child feeding programs, whether that be the backpack program or the school pantry. Both are child feeding programs, but just in different settings based off of age. We have a senior food box program that helps our seniors get the food that they need and making sure that we have products that meet their dietary needs.
How does that get out to the seniors then?
Great question. We have a list of phone numbers that we get through Feeding Pennsylvania and other sources, and we call people to see if they qualify. And then that's a very good question. They don't pick it up. I believe we serve them. We bring it to senior centers. So if there's like a large senior living community, we'll bring pre-packed boxes that are maybe low sodium or low sugar, and bring that to the facility so that they can distribute it to the seniors.
Okay, great program. I didn't.
Thank you.
Every time I do a show with you guys, I learn something new. I didn't even realize that you had that program in play.
We have a Produce Express, which is kind of like what I was talking about earlier, which is more of the direct client service. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's more of like a mobile distribution where we go into communities or I'm trying to think of the word. We'll go in with a truck and we'll pass out at the end of the truck to people. Mm-hmm. We also have a military share program, so our veterans who qualify, we're testing out right now a military share program where we have veterans delivering food past veterans delivering food to other veterans who can't leave the house.
How wonderful.
So whether that's, they are handicapped or there's a mental health issue or a safety concern, it's a good way for our veterans to check up on each other. So that's a really wonderful program. We have food rescue, which is a huge program right now. Gleaning, all sorts of things. So if you can think of it, we probably do it.
It sounds like it. It
Yes.
does. I like the veteran. I do like that program too. See, you guys really, you think outside the box. You think of everybody in the community who's would have a need for your services.
Correct.
So Yep, and you guys find it, and you're right there.
Thank you.
So, but Brianna, really, let's talk a little bit about your commitment to food rescue in the community.
Food rescue is very hot right now. It's the thing that everybody's talking about, everybody wants to know about it. And I would like to share that we've been doing food rescue before it was cool. So we've been rescuing food from grocery stores.
That does not surprise me in the least.
Well, thanks. We've been rescuing food from grocery stores and retailers since, food banking began. So really, that is something that's always been been part of our mission, and that we've been passionate about. Most recently, through Feeding America, we have a website and an app now called Meal Connect. So Meal Connect is a way for people who have excess produce or product to get in touch or get in contact with people who need food in real time. So we try to alleviate that time barrier. Maybe you have all of this excess produce from an event and you want to get rid of it because you don't need it anymore, but you don't want to just throw it away because it's still good. You can post it on Meal Connect, and then one of our member agencies can see that post and say, oh, I could really use that for my clients, and then they get in connection with them. So it kind of removes us as a third party as that pass through, and it makes everything in real time. So since Meal Connect has I can't remember when it came out last year, we've rescued over 10,000 pounds of food.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so food that was destined for the landfill, was able to be given to food insecurity.
I like that. I don't like food going to the landfill.
Yeah, yes, it's a wonderful program. We have two wonderful young ladies who are very passionate about food rescue. So if you have food, let us know and we'll get it.
Now, do you work with the local grocery stores on this also?
We do. So that's kind of a historic thing that we've always done. Wegmans, Tops, Giant Eagle, all of these larger retailers, we've been taking day-old breads and things like that for some time now.
That's wonderful. That really is. You were talking a little bit about the Healthy Pantry initiative. Mm-hmm. Could you explain that to our viewers? What exactly it entails?
So I would say that health is a big part of, or what you eat is a big part of your health, right?
Okay.
So in recent studies, we've seen that, if you eat healthy, low sodium, you watch your weight, you can have longer, more fruitful lives. So our Healthy Pantry initiative is a way to try to encourage those who are visiting our pantries and eating our food to make better choices. We also call Chef David. We'll have David do food tasting tours. Mm-hmm. So he will go to the pantries and show people how to make recipes that are healthy and great options for them. Eating more produce, making sure less choices that are saturated fats, things of that nature, and really getting people excited about health.
So it's educating people on healthy eating.
Correct.
Because it's so important, because there's a lot of people out there, they really just don't have that education, and they really don't understand the difference of healthy eating.
Correct.
So, good job.
Thank you.
Good job. You know what, though? There's a lot of people that want to organize a fundraiser or a food drive. What does someone have to know beforehand to organize these?
Well, that's my wheelhouse, so that I can really answer. What do they need to know? Well, first they need to know that we are super grateful. Everything we do is off of the love and support of the community. So we're always blessed and grateful for that. If you want to host a fundraiser or a food drive, the best case is to give us a call. So if you reach out to us, call us. We have a special events coordinator. Her name is Sydney Corsier. She will get you set up with all the things you need. So we have a food pyramid, which will educate somebody about what sorts of products would be the best products to collect, whether it be canned goods or peanut butter and jelly, things that we may need more so during the school year versus not. We also want to help somebody who wants to have a food drive or a fundraiser with publicizing that. So we can put it on our social media page, we can communicate that to our our viewership. So the most important thing to know is to just give us a call. Let us help you. Let us make it the best possible fundraiser and food drive it can be.
And with you guys involved, it will be. There's
Thank you.
no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. You also have some annual events, fundraisers throughout the year. Can you tell our viewers about some of those?
We are very excited to get back to our events.
Yes.
COVID made that a little bit difficult. Coming up, most importantly, I guess, would be we have Warren Gives for those who live in the Warren community. We have Erie Gives, which is the Erie County Community Day of Giving. We have the Highmark Walk for those who want to support us at the Highmark Walk. In 2 weeks, we have the Letter Carriers Food Drive. So that is going to be the second Saturday of May, where you can leave food at your mailbox, and the Letter Carriers will pick it up and bring it to Second Harvest. Some of our other events that are coming up is our Bread Box Awards, which is a little nice award ceremony that we do for anybody who hosts a fundraiser or a food drive. We're hopefully to get back into our Battle of the Banks, where people come in and they pack boxes and they have like a friendly race against each other. Empty Bowls is a really wonderful food drive or event that we are hopefully going to do again in the fall. So all sorts of things. Anything that is going on is on our social media channels: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You can also go to our website as well.
Okay. And now, Brianna, how important are volunteers to your organization?
Volunteers are everything.
Mm-hmm. What are some of their duties, and are there any requirements that you have for someone to be a volunteer for Second Harvest?
Do we have any requirements? So all of the requirements are going to be on our website. There is a specific portal that you can register and sign up for volunteer opportunities that way. We have eight shifts, different shifts throughout the week, Monday through Saturday, where volunteers come in and pack boxes, or they do reclamation of food. We couldn't serve our clients without the help of our volunteers. So they are vital to our success. We also have volunteers that come into the office and do sort of administrative tasks for us. So all the thank you letters that are being sent out every day for all of the donations are usually stuffed by a volunteer. And then we have volunteers that, rain or shine, stand outside and do our Produce Express. So there's a wide array of different opportunities that somebody can get involved with Second Harvest.
So you're going to find a place for me if I
Absolutely.
volunteer. You guys do a wonderful job, and I know people that have volunteered. I've been there too. It's just so heartwarming.
Thank you.
What can we as a community do to help you?
The community does a wonderful job with supporting our mission, so we're very grateful for that. We can always donate time, talent, and treasure. So time would be a volunteer. Come to our Produce Express and help individuals put that box of food in somebody's trunk, or pack that box of food. Your talent would be if you want to host a fundraiser, a food drive. Maybe you work at a bank, or we had some really cute kids who did a food drive at a local school. So anybody at any age can get involved. And then financially, your treasure. You can drop off a donation during our normal business hours at our location. You can send it in the mail. My personal favorite would be planned giving. You can make sure that even after you're gone, your assets are being used to feed people forever in perpetuity. So time, talent, and treasure are all the things that you can do to help Second Harvest.
Brianna, you guys do a wonderful job again. I just want to thank you for all that you do. You're with like I said, a great team.
Thank you.
I've met so many people in your organization, and it was really neat. Over the winter, our Millcreek Police Department had a food drive.
Yeah.
And they went to Natalie and they lined it all up. And I was there. Our WQLN crew was there. They got some good footage and some pictures of it for us. But it was so heartwarming to see all the food and the bags of food people coming out of the grocery store would give. So it was very inspirational. So seeing it firsthand like that is really awesome. So thank you again for all that you do, all the help that you give anyone who wants to do a food drive. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for joining us. It was really great having you on the program. You are welcome back anytime. Anytime you
very
want to
much.
talk and talk about a new program, we're here for you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, viewers, again, any of the anything that we've talked about, or any of the fundraisers that they have coming up, check out their website, check out their Facebook page, and you'll be able to keep right up to date with Second Harvest Food Bank. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.